Imagine waking up tomorrow in Nigeria and discovering that population of Nigeria has doubled. Where will you live? Will there be enough food, enough school, and enough job? Okay, think about it in the opposite. A country that has more population of old people than young people, and nobody is replacing workers. This is not science fiction. It is currently happening in different countries of the world, and that brings us to the topic of today, which is demographic transition model. Demographic transition model explains how birth rate and death rate changes as countries move from poor rural societies to industrialized societies. There's no two country that has changed its population exactly the same way. Demographic transition model is a broad generalization used to explain population growth patterns since the mid-18th century, especially following industrial revolution. Here is the interesting part. Every country is somewhere on this stage. Some are growing rapidly, some are stable, and some countries' population is actually shrinking. The demographic transition model has 5 stages. Number 1 stage is called high stationary stage. Here, birth rate is high and death rate is fluctuating. What this means is that lots of people were giving birth to. At the same time, many people were actually dying as a result of famine, diseases, and war at some time. The population growth is very slow and there may be periods of considerable decline. Infant mortality is high and low life expectancy. A high proportion of the population is under the age of 15. Society is pre-industrialized, with most people living in rural areas, dependent on subsistence agriculture, limited access to healthcare and modern technology. No country as a whole retains the characteristics of stage 1, which only applies to the most remote societies on earth, such as the isolated tribes in Papua New Guinea and Amazon Basin. Stage 2 of the demographic transition model is early expanding stage. Here, birth rates remained high, while death rate declined to level never experienced. The main reason for decline in death rate is better sanitation, better healthcare, food, water, then rural to urban migration. The poorest developing countries are in this stage. Some of the countries in this stage are Afghanistan, Southern Sudan, Niger. What happens when millions of babies survive every year? That's population explosion, and that was explained in my previous video. Stage 3 of the demographic transition model is late expanding stage. At this stage, families began to change their thinking. People moved to cities, women were educated, and the cost of raising children became very high. And this led to falling birth rate, low death rate, urbanization, increasing life expectancy, slow population growth. That is for stage 3. Country in this stage is India. India has lots of educated people, urbanization, family planning, yet the population is still growing, and that's because India has lots of young people, and these young people in their millions are growing into childbearing stage. So even though each family is giving birth to small number of children, the population of India is still growing. Why do you think urban families have fewer children than rural families? Put the answer in the comment section. Stage 4 of the demographic transition model is low stationary stage. This is the stable stage. Both birth rate and death rates are low. There is high standard of living, excellent healthcare, long life expectancy. Countries in this stage is United Kingdom and Canada. United Kingdom, Canada, France have stable population as a result of low birth rates and low death rates. Stage 5 of the demographic transition model is natural decrease stage. Some countries are no longer replacing their population. In fact, their birth rate is lower than death rate. In the absence of net migration inflow, these populations are declining. Examples of natural decrease include Germany, Belarus, Bulgaria, and Ukraine. What happens if a country has more of old people than younger people and nobody is replacing their workers? Put your answer in the comment section. Japan and Germany have very low birth rates and aging population. Many young people delay marriage and childbirth. What happens to a country that has many old people and fewer workers? Put your answer in the comment section. You have watched up to this point. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more geographical lessons. See you in my next video. Bye.